Assalamualaikum and good morning, madam. My name is Abu Samahwari and I would like to present chapter 2, which is about element of crime. For the introduction element of crime, under criminal law, any particular event or situation that need to be established beyond a reasonable doubt in order for someone to be found guilty of a given contravention is referred to as an element of the crime. A criminal offence is composed of this element which serve as the requirement that must be met in order to prove guilt. There are two types of element of crime, so I will explain the actus reus. So what is the actus reus? Actus reus is the term used to describe the act of omission as required by statute comprises the physical element of crime. Actus reus only refer to an intentional, affirmative act or omissive failure to act that result in legally prohibited outcome. For example, the actus reus. For example, it happened when a thief point a gun into a victim's side while yelling "your money or your life." For the second type of element of crime is mens rea. Mens rea is the term of criminal intent. In exact Latin, it means guilty mind. The mental state that a defendant must possess in order to be found guilty of a specific crime is known as a mens rea. Example, most criminal offences in court need proof of intent. Therefore, you have to show that the offender had the intention to do what he did. For example, it would be illegal if the person had intent to hit someone in the face. For omission condition, there are four: legal duty, knowledge of duty, ability to act, and causation. A legal duty is required imposed by a contract or law. A legal duty causes individual to behave in a way that conform with a specific standard. It also implies an understanding that this obligation will be upheld by the law for the benefit of other people to whom it is on. Next one is knowledge of duty. The term of knowledge of duty describes an understanding or comprehension of one illegal duty to act in a certain circumstance. Criminal liability for omission can only be established if it can be shown that the person knew or reasonably should have known that they had a duty to act. For next one is ability to act. The ability to act refers to the capability, either physical or practical, to carry out a legal duty in specific situation. If someone is unable to acting, they might not be held criminally responsible for their omission, even when they are aware of their legal duty of act. For the causation refers to the link between the defendant conduct and the resulting harm or illegal outcome. It established that the defendant actions were a substantial factor in bringing out the prohibited consequence. Now I would like to discuss three areas of mens rea. So first is intention, second is recklessness, and the last one is negligence. For the intention, mens rea can be raised to the highest level of intention of specific intent, which is a conscious wish to seek a specified purpose. When committing a crime that calls for a specific intent, the defendant must have mean for the exact result that is illegal. For the next one is recklessness. To be reckless is to intentionally ignore significant and unreasonable danger that one action will cause harm or wrongdoing. It involves voluntarily taking a knowing risk even if its exact outcome is not what was planned. When a defender is found guilty of a recklessness crime, their action go beyond simple carelessness and reveal their intentional disdain for the consequences that are likely to be occur. For the last one is negligence. The lowest level of mens rea is negligence. which is defined as a failing to behave with reasonable care or caution and causing harm to other individuals. Negligence, as compared to the recklessness, is characterized by a failure to identify unimportant and unacceptable risks that a reasonable person would have recognized. When a defender fails to use reasonable care in a crime where mens rea is required, there is a considered guilt. For the last one, I will explain the strict liability. The last topic. In criminal law, crime classified as a having strict liability allow a person to be found guilty and punished without the prosecution required to demonstrate the defendant intent, which is under mens rea, to commit the crime. It also means that the defendant, regardless of their mental condition or awareness of the illegality of what they did, can be held accountable for the unlawful act. In conclusion, the idea of element of crime serves as the fundamental basis for the establishment of crime liability in the legal system. This component, which contain of both mens rea and actus reus components, describe the requirement of established guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Mens rea studies in the intention or mental state underlying the act, whereas actus reus cover the actual physical act or conduct that constitute the offense. These components work together to balance the concept of the law, responsibility and individual right while making sure criminal liability get divided properly.